Ano po ang mga ipatutupad na hakbang ng inyong ahensya upang mapanatiling maluwag ang mga kalsada sa gitna po ng nilalapit na holiday season?
Yes, no. As we all know naman, the holiday season, we're expecting a higher volume of vehicles. Lalo na po, dyan po sa mga major thoroughfares natin, especially sa EDSA, no? We all know that EDSA is one of the busiest street pagdating po itong Christmas season. So, with the instruction of our chairman, Attorney Don Artes, we have already launched several programs or several steps, no? Para makatulong po ito to alleviate the traffic situation this coming Christmas season. And one of this is the intensified clearing operation sa ating mga mabuhay lanes. And not only mga mabuhay lanes, but also the major thoroughfares within Metro Manila. Because as we all know, ang mga mabuhay lanes, ito po ay ginawa or in-establish as an alternate route para po sa ating mga motorista na magagamit po nila ito to use as an yun nga po, as an alternatibong kalsada for them to at least, kung hindi man po sila gumamit ng mga major thoroughfares natin, but to use these mabuhay lanes na mapabilis po ang kanilang mga biyahe and yung mga pupuntahan po nila mga malls or pupuntahan po nila mga establishments are actually interconnected when using the mabuhay lanes. And aside from that, meron din po tayo mga efforts along with the mall operators na we already started last November 18. For example, ito pong adjusted mall hours po natin na nag-umpisa po na ang mga malls, they start opening at 11 a.m. from which na mas late po ito sa normal working hours po ng mga malls natin. And when it comes to the closing time naman po, we give it to the mall operators kung ano pong oras ang gusto nila mag-close. They can close at 11 p.m., 12 midnight, as long as they give a bit of consideration para po sa mga tao or ating mga kababayan na nais po pumunta sa mga malls to do their early Christmas shopping, to do their errands. And aside from that, meron din po tayong pinatupad na temporary order to hold all road right-of-way constructions all throughout Metro Manila, especially po sa ating mga major thoroughfares such as EDSA, C5, Quezon Avenue, Commonwealth, and other major thoroughfares po. But there are some exemptions to it, such as yung mga priority projects ng government, such as DPWH na mga mga road improvements, yung mga flood mitigation projects po natin. So those are some of the exemptions that we have already started to implement last November 18.
Okay. Speaking of the clearing operations that you're doing, ito ay isa sa nakikita ng ating mga kababayan na napakalaking bagay para doon sa pagpigil po o pagtulong para mapabilis yung takbo ng ating mga sasakyan. Dahil kung marami po mga naghambalang dyan, talaga naman po ay napakalaking oras ang ginugugol sa biyahe. Okay, so dito sa clearing operations, ano yung mga challenges na kinakaharap nyo? Hindi biro po, di ba Sir Go, na mag-clear ng isang daanan na tambak yung mga bihikulo na di naman dapat nila i-park diyan?
Well, totoo po yan, the illegal parking has been a situation or a problem that has been going on for quite some time. It all narrows down po kasi sa yung disiplina, the lack of discipline of our motorists, the lack of consideration ng ating mga kababayan, and yung the essence of nakasanayan na po natin . It's nakasanayan natin na whenever there's a vacant space, there's a vacant slot, pag nakakita po tayo na mayroong bakanteng anywhere on the road, iniisip natin pwede na itong paradahan . So I think that's one of the challenges that we are facing right now. Yung nakasanayan na po natin na whenever we see a parking slot, we just park our car. So another thing that we are faced with is yun nga po, yung sinasabi ko yung unang-una, yung disiplina. Because if everyone will be disciplined enough to at least be more considerate na, okay, dito po, this is a major thoroughfare or this is a, let's say for example, a 2-lane in, 2-lane out na kalsada. Pag ito po ay nabigyan ng mga nakahambalang sa isang linya na nakaparada, so it lessens the flow of the traffic . Yung volume ng sasakyan na maaaring dumaan na babawasan because of this obstruction on the road. And another thing, yung mga nakahambalang din po sa mga bangketa. Because we have to face the fact na ang mga bangketa, ito po ay binuo o ginawa ng gobyerno para daanan ng mga pedestrian na maayos at safe passage for them. So it contributes also to the traffic congestion and the illegal parking, yung mga nakahambalang sa bangketa po natin. Which in return, ang mga pedestrian, napipilitan po silang lumakad sa kalsada at iwasan itong mga nakaharang nga po sa sidewalk, which also correlates to the road safety issues ng ating mga kababayan.
Opo. Sir, speaking of these challenges, have you tried coordinating with the barangay chairman, barangay captain, para sila ay makatulong? Ano po, malaking bagay kung sila po ay magpa-participate dito at maghihigpit doon sa kanilang mga lugar. Sir Go, mayroon po ba kayong ganong klaseng coordination? At kung mayroon, anong update dito po?
Yes, totoo po yan, Ma'am Annie. No? Actually, a collaborative effort and well-coordinated effort within, not only through our agency, but as a whole, lahat po. Mga sinasabi nga po natin, the whole government approach. And yes, we've been coordinating with all the barangays, yung mga local government units po natin when it comes to the clearing operation. And for quite some time already, maganda naman po ang ating nagiging koordinasyon, maganda ang ating working relationship with them. And nakikita rin naman po natin yung mga challenges na kinaharap po, especially in the barangay level when it comes to sa pagpapatupad po nitong road clearing operation to ensure that the roads are obstruction-free. So tulong-tulong naman po tayo. It's just that we have to be more, kumbaga, dapat balik-balikan po natin. As I said, yung disiplina, yung nakasanayan po natin. So we just have to implement it more. And also, magtulungan po tayo, especially in the barangay level, in the local arena, na kung ano man po ang mga nagiging problems, nagiging issues, we just have to work on it. We have to face the fact also, there are limited parking spaces, especially sa mga, mga residential districts, or even the commercial districts. The lack of parking spaces is one of the problems that we are looking into. So, there are several policies na at hand already na inumpisahan po nating i-construct para kahit paano naman po mabigyan natin ng agarang solusyon. Kasi aside from the road clearing and the whole government approach, down from the local arena up to the national level, I think the solution na pwede po natin tingnan is yung the creation of integrated parking spaces, integrated mga mga public utility vehicle terminals, because those are the things that adds up to the problem of obstruction and traffic congestion.
Ayan, dito po sa NCR, mayroon pa ba tayo nakukuha at na-scout na space para pagtayuan ng binabanggit nyo na integrated parking space, Sir Gabriel?
Well, marami pa rin naman po tayo ng mga vacant spaces. I mean, these integrated parking spaces na pwede po natin pagtuunan ng pansin, we can work hand in hand, not only in the government arena but also when it comes to the private sector. For example, kung meron naman po tayo mga nakikitang private lots within the barangay, maybe the barangay themselves can also tap the owner na maging po ito, to open it up and consider having it being used as a parking space for their for their constituent or the barangay level, which kung hindi naman po ito nagagamit. And I think that's one step, taking it one step at a time na mabigyan natin ng resolba. And aside from that naman po, yung implementation, we just have to be more stern and more strict po when it comes to sa ating mga local arenas.
Okay, Sir Gabriel, yung po mga nahuli yung mga illegally parked vehicles, ito ba yung mga pumupunta na i-impound? Saan ito dinadala? Kasi mayroon din tayong mga natatanggap na mga complaints. Akala nila na carnap yung kanilang mga sasakyan. Hindi nila malaman. Pero yung mga nakakakita, sinasabi nila may nag-tow po at hanapin nyo na lang. May nalaglag yata dyan na parang maliit na papel. Okay, sir, can you clarify this? Illegally parked vehicles, saan ito dinadala? Ini-impound po ba ito? Because we made to understand, mayroon kayong mga bagong guidelines, ni-revise nyo yung guidelines sa towing and then yung impounding guidelines po, Sir Gabriel?
Yes, that is correct.
Pakipaliwanag nga po yung bagay niyan. Thank you.
To clarify, no, yung pag natuto sa sakyan, hindi naman po ito nakakarnap because one, you have a violation. You're illegally parked unattended. We have to set the the difference between an illegal parking attended and an illegal parking unattended. Okay, to set things right, no, yung attended meaning dumating po yung enforcer, dumating po yung operation natin na andyan ang owner or the driver to present his or her license para makuha po ang detalye at ma-issuehan po ito ng violation ticket. So now, when you are issued naman a ticket of unattended parking, meaning dumating po yung enforcer, dumating po yung operation natin, at the time of apprehension, nagsusulat na po sa violation ticket ng enforcer, wala pa rin pong owner or driver na lumalabas to jot down the license or the details of the license nitong driver, it constitute already an unattended parking. So ngayon, dyan po pumapasok ang natuto or nahatak ng mga sasakyan. Because the main essence of a clearing operation, no, is to remove obstruction at once. That's one of the key reasons bakit po pag mayroong mga illegal parking unattended, ito po ay tinuto natin at dinadala po ito. Take note, dinadala po ang mga illegal park na sasakyan dyan po sa ating impounding area sa Tumana, Marikina po, which is the only impounding area ng MMDA. The other impounding area would be in Pasay City, in HK Plaza, which mostly naman po ang dinadala doon are mga bigger vehicles such as mga trucks po. And once you are towed or nahatak po ang inyong sasakyan because of illegal parking, meron pong document na iniiwan po na kung saan na-tow po ang inyong sasakyan, which is the towing and impounding notice po natin or TIF. So itong papel na ito, andun po ang mga detalye na kung saan naka-indicate po anong accredited tow truck po ang nag-tow sa inyo, ano pong contact details ng representative, and all the details are there po para pagdating nyo naman po sa aming impounding area in Tumana, Marikina, it will be easy for you to, for example, kung meron man concern, you want to clarify things, madali po nating matrace kung sino po ang humatak. Even kung sino pong enforcer nag-issue po ng ticket, it will be indicated on this towing and impounding notice. So, may iniiwan po tayong proper documents para naman po sa mga taong, yun nga po, na-tow kayo, paglabas nyo ng inyong mga condo, paglabas ng restaurant, magugot kayo, wala yung sakyan, andun po yung papel. Titingnan lang po natin, all the details are there po.
Okay. Speaking of the revised impounding guidelines, towing guidelines po, ano yung nabago dito, sir? Kasi yung sinabi nyo, yung mga impounding area, meron tayong Tumana, meron tayong Pasay. Dati-rati mayroon tayo diyan sa may Tondo. Wala na po ba ito? And then, pwede nyo rin po bang i-clarify because dati-rati, I don't know, dun sa mga nasagap nating problema before. Imagine, automatic, kahit na may driver, tinutow na, nag-aagawan yung driver at saka yung in charge ng towing truck. So, ano yung mga ni-revise nyo po dito about the charges? Kung ilang kilometro, ito yung charges. Mayroon na ba tayong uniform na charges dito, Sir Gabriel?
Well, ever since naman po, no, ang ating mga towing fees are standard naman po yan. Meron po tayo mga, kumbaga, starting minimum na rate. For example, para po sa mga motor or two-wheel vehicles, ang flat rate po niyan is 1,000 pesos. When it comes to three-wheeled or mga tricycle, it's 1,500. Then pag yun na po nagbavari when it comes to mga vehicles, small vehicles, medium size, large, or even let's say mga malalaking truck, dyan na po nagbavari ang ating mga towing fees. However, meron naman po yan nakaset forth na standard which is clearly indicated. Well, actually, dapat po yan clearly indicated sa ating mga tow trucks para makita po ng ating mga motorista kung magkano po yung starting rate and how much ang per kilometer. And as regard naman po dito sa ating revised towing and impounding guidelines po natin, the reason behind this is we want to professionalize, quoting our chairman, Attorney Don Artes, we want to professionalize the towing services po natin. Kasi nga po una-una, as we all know, there are numerous complaints regarding sa mga practices ng mga ating towing operators. And yung revised guideline na ito, it aims to streamline yung towing process po natin when it comes to the towing, the regulation of the impounding of illegally parked and stalled vehicles, na at least ma-ensure natin, no, na hindi lang po maayos ang pagko-conduct natin ng clearing operation, but also to provide transparency, also protecting po ng rights ng ating mga vehicle owners, because alam naman po natin, tulad nga po na sinasabi nyo, merong mga instances na andyan yung owner, tinotow pa rin. However, no, we also have to take into consideration yung ating towing protocol. Once na meron na po kasi tayong any forms of towing mechanism, or let's say meron na pong tow bar ang isang sasakyan, this is already considered towed. Meaning, dumating po yung may-ari na hindi na niya naabutan, na hindi pa po siya nai-issue ng ticket na unattended, at itong mga towing winches po natin, towing tow bars po natin, hindi pa po na-attach sa sasakyan. So once na meron na po naka-attach, that is already considered towed, and nag-commence na po ang towing. And dyan po pumapasok yung minsan nakikita natin, may driver or may owner of the vehicle nakikipagtalo, because that's what they iniisip nila na dumating na po ako, kailangan i-release yung sasakyan agad. No. There is a protocol na once there's a towing mechanism, the vehicle is already considered towed po yan. So, those are some of the
Sir,
protocols na ginagawa po natin when it comes to towing of illegally parked vehicles.
okay. Isa na lang po, isingit ko ito. Isa rin ito sa mga nasagap natin na complaint. Yung aking sasakyan ay nasira dahil sa hindi maingat na pagtutuon ng aking sasakyan. Well, sino po yung responsable doon? Sino yung liable doon? Is it the MMDA o yung tow truck?
Well, definitely.
Yung may-ari ng towing truck.
Yes, that is correct. The tow truck operator has the responsibility and liability when it comes to ensuring na maayos at wala po magiging any damages to the vehicles that are being towed. And on the instances naman po na, for example, meron po nagiging problema, nagkakaroon ng damage, nagagasgasan, all of the tow trucks are insured. And of course, whatever damages incurred, kung ito po ay naging coming from the irresponsibility of, naging irresponsible ang ating tow truck or towing personnel po natin, definitely ito po ay pananagutan nila. And kung ano man po ang magiging damages, it will be as I said, they'll be accounted and be liable for that.
Okay. At this point po, Sir Gabriel, ano po ang panawagan nyo sa ating mga kababayan, sa publiko as a whole, para makatulong din sila na hindi lang po yung gobyerno ang asahan natin na mag-ayos ng ating daloy ng trapiko, kundi kasama rin po sila sa dapat na tumulong?
Napakaganda po na sinabi niyo, Ma'am Annie, yung solusyon para maayos po natin ang mga traffic congestions, mga illegal parking at obstruction. This will work easier and better kung lahat po tayo nagtutulungan. First and foremost na lang po yung lagi natin pinapaalalahanan, yung being well-disciplined, yung self-discipline po natin sa kalsada, yan po ang dapat nating pairalin. Because when there's self-discipline, automatically you are considerate of your co-motorists or even yung ibang tao na gumagamit po ng mga kalsada, na at least man lang maging sensitive tayo na mabigyan natin yun nga po ng konsiderasyon. Kung tayo po ay, for example, nahuhuli na illegal na-issue tayo ng illegal parking ticket, and we are asking for consideration. At the same time, ganun din po ang isipin natin. Pag tayo po ay pumaparada sa hindi naman po tamang lugar, tayo po ay nag-obstruct ng bangketa, sana isipin din po natin at bigyan din po natin ng konsiderasyon ng other road users and also the pedestrians who should be using the sidewalk for them to have a safe passage. So yun lang po ang paalala namin. Yung pagbabago sa kalsada, it will be easier if we take it as a whole, Lahat po tayo nagtutulungan, lahat po tayo nagiging sensitive sa ating surrounding, and of course, yung pagiging well-disciplined natin, self-discipline, it will also correlate and constitute to the road safety issues na hinaharap po natin ngayong panahon na ito.
Okay. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, Sir Gabriel Go, ang head ng MMDA Special Operations Group Strike Force. Magandang umaga po.
Magandang umaga po, no? And maraming salamat din po. Mabuhay po kayo at mag-ingat po tayo lagi.